Have you ever wondered why you feel pain in the body? And by that, I mean you could be experiencing chronic neck pain, back pain, arm pain. You could be feeling pain in your lower back, sciatica type sensations. You could be struggling with chronic migraine pain and all the pains that we can feel in our body. And I'm not talking about temporary pain, i.e., I had an accident, I twisted my ankle and it hurts for a few weeks, but with being bandaged, rest, ice, your body will slowly heal and the pain goes. I'm talking about that debilitating, chronic, recurring pain that can, for some of us, go on for years. I want to walk through this really helpful diagram, and you may find this really helpful in understanding the cycle of what stress can do to cause pain in the body and other things that we'll go through. And I just want to acknowledge Curable, the Curable app, which I'll put a link in this description of this video, where I've taken this chronic pain cycle and what you can do to break free from pain by understanding what the brain and body are doing that is causing this pain, and what you can do to start, breaking free from that pain cycle that you're feeling in the body. I've done a lot of this process myself without realizing it at the time, but then I discovered this and really makes a lot of sense. So let's go on a quick journey. Let's look at why we could be feeling pain, where it comes from, what you're going to feel, and then what you can do to start getting on the cure your pain journey. Yep. All right. So let's have a look. And before I do, my name's Trevor Russell. While I'm not a doctor or I'm not a psychologist, I am someone who suffered with years of chronic pain in various parts of my body: neck, back, arm, hip, groin, shoulder. I contracted RSI sensations in my arm at one point so badly I couldn't even use my arm. So I understand what chronic pain feels like. And I did write a book called It's Time to Cure Your Neck and Back Pain. I actually am rewriting this book at the moment. It needs some love. And one of my now friends who found me on YouTube here reached out, and she's helping me to rewrite the book. So once it's done, if you're interested, let me know and I'll send you a link to the updated revised version of the book. But anyway, not about me, let's talk about you. Let's look at the pain cycle first and where this chronic recurring pain can come from. And let's look at this. So the thing is, let's start here, the stressors, post-injuries of an accident or health condition. And by this I mean the body's gone into stress. We've had an accident, i.e. the first time I contracted lower back pain was from a snow skiing accident, but what should have recovered over time, with the body being the body where it heals, it stayed for years. So this very different form of pain that I discovered after discovering Dr. John Isano and what tension mind syndrome is that keeps the body in pain. So that could be one reason why pain has started in your body. A relationship, having family romantic challenges, work challenges, anxiety over just life and struggling with anxiety. We can be experiencing sadness or grief. We can be angry. We can have childhood adversity that we've gone through in the past and that's buried within us. Unresolved painful memories, PTSD, social isolation or rejection, discrimination are the big contributors to what causes stress in the body that comes out in pain in various parts of our body. Now, you may already get this or you may not yet, but what would struggling with work stress have to do with someone contracting chronic neck pain, or as I did, chronic debilitating RSI pain, where I literally could barely use my right arm, going on for months and months and months? And this is what happens. What happens is the brain tells the body when it's stressed, and what it actually does is it cuts off blood flow to various parts of the body through unconscious ways of how the brain is thinking and processing these stressors, that then turns into causing these pain sensations that come out of the body. Now, this may seem really strange because here we've got something that's occurring in the brain, which is stress or repressed anger or trauma that we've never dealt with or unresolved issues and challenges that we're having with people, and then the pain comes out in the body. Now, this can come out in, so what happens is over here, this then comes out in what we feel. We can feel pain almost everywhere. And what the research is now saying is that one condition called fibromyalgia is actually a stress-related condition. It's actually the nervous system being impacted by past or present trauma that's coming out and causing what is chronic pain in the body. We could experience tingling, numbness, burning, bladder symptoms, palpitations, heart rate increases, migraines and headaches. These are just some of the things that show up as pain because of these stress-related occurrences that have gone on or going on in our life that is causing what we're feeling. Now, what can be affected? Muscles, blood flow, nervous system, heart, gastrointestinal system, and even the urinary system can be affected by all these stresses. So let's realize that stress and these issues can have a huge impact on the body. And the most astounding thing is what generally happens when we're going to supposed specialists around why we've got this burning, tingling, throbbing chronic pain in the neck and back. We are diagnosed with the medication and let's give it a massage and a crack. But as we can see here, it is not dealing with these unresolved or things that need to be tended to, stress-related conditions. Now, don't get me wrong. On that note, I am very, very conscious and aware that medical professionals are under a lot of pressure to try and help people get some relief quickly because they don't have the time to be going through and helping people resolve all these things. So they want to help the person get some relief. So it would make sense that we'd be given pain medication and that would be the diagnosis or the process to help someone attend to these pains. And physical treatment specialists, I get it, chiropractors, physios, they play a role, and I know they do a lot of good in helping many, many people, as I have had times that type of treatment does help bring relief to the body. However, what I'm talking about is this recurring, persistent, mild to extreme chronic pain in the body that can go on for years. And respectfully, if any therapeutic physical practitioners watching this, my personal experience is years of chiropractic treatment does not attend to the underlying issues, which is what's really causing the pain. And personally for me, and I know for many people that I follow, that was the pathway to breaking free from the pain cycle. So let's look at what can we do to start breaking free from this pain cycle. But before we do, let's revisit the journey here to understand what is going on here. Stress-related matters, past and present, that we are dealing with as human beings. And what I will add here, there should be here, I feel, a personality type. And the personality type, as Dr. John Sarno wrote about in his material and books, Cure Your Back Pain and many others, is there is a particular type of personality type that is going to have a greater propensity to have these life matters start showing up as pain in the body. What are those type of personality traits, if you don't already know, and I know them intimately because I'm just about all of them. A-type personality, very, very hard on ourselves, perfectionists, struggle to set boundaries, people pleasers, sensitive, past trauma, childhood trauma, emotional or physical, sensitive souls, feeling people that have a greater, sense of feeling and compassion for the world, so we can take on a lot more of those those emotions that come with that type of personality trait, because other people can go through accidents, life stress, but they don't get chronic pain. They've proven now over and over that you can have two people with the same lower back, compressed disc, degenerative discs. One has pain and one doesn't. How is it that both have the same normal abnormalities in the body, yet one is experiencing chronic debilitating pain and the other isn't? It's now showing up that the person that's suffering with pain is the perfectionist, the A-type personality, doesn't want to ask for any help, soldiers on, has struggled with trauma, has an unmet emotional needs, hasn't allowed themselves to grieve, hasn't allowed themselves to be human beings because they've got to soldier on and be strong, and that all gets held in the body and starts showing up as chronic pain and other sensations and feelings in the body that we've discussed here. So what can we do? What can we do? Well, there's a lot that we can do, but for the respect of your time, to open up that solution and plan and pathway to breaking and reducing and completely releasing all the pain that we're feeling this is what I learned, and this is what's helped me, and from what I've studied and what I've seen people do to get their lives back and break free from the pain cycle. The first thing is to accept and be in allowance that what we are feeling is allowed. In other words, the positive psychology that can go on out there, which I think plays a role, which is you got to step up and you got to do this and think positive thoughts, I think is a great thing. But I also feel for many of us there is a time and place for that, and there is a time for grief. There is a time to say, I'm scared. There is a time to say, I need help. There is a time to cry. There is a time to say, I am angry and I want to scream and yell at the world and say, what I've gone through is extremely painful, and I'm a human being, and I deserve to feel, and I deserve to be imperfect, and I don't need to save the world, and I don't need to be there for other people all the time. I've got to start putting myself first. Be imperfect and be okay with that, and forgive ourselves, I think, is one of the, not one, but in all of that is the beginning to start letting the body, letting the brain release, and say, instead of the brain hanging on so tight and cutting off this blood flow, it's going, we can release. We can be okay with, allowing ourselves to feel angry, allowing ourselves to be imperfect, allowing ourselves to grieve. I was just chatting to a lovely lady who's struggling with a lot of pain, and she was very honest in saying that she's always soldiering on. She doesn't allow herself, to let go, and she's very hard on herself by saying, I shouldn't be like this, and I should be this and that. And I say this lovingly, not to be disrespectful to this lovely lady, but what we got down to was that it's okay to feel these things. We are allowed to be human. We're allowed to be who we are, and we're perfect just as we are. And this is the beginning of what we can do to start allowing the body to break free from that pain cycle. And as Dan says from Pain Free You, is that it's a perceived danger pain, and we've got to start letting our brain and body know that we are safe, that we can cope, and to sit and be with those feelings and sensations, as Alan from Alan's book, Alan Gordon's book, where The Way Out, and a big part of the learning that I got from this was the somatic tracking process, which is to be with how we feel. And if we're feeling pain, sit with it, feel it, come and be with the body. And what is it called? Body scanning, where we can just be and scan our body and be okay with it and start facing the barking dog that has no teeth, as I say. So, okay, I'm getting on a roll there. So let's just review this and what can we do. If you're struggling with some form or many forms of chronic pain in the body and you want to start feeling some relief, consider what we've gone through here, and be open-minded. If you want to start feeling better, being open-minded to the impact of what these types of stresses can do to us, and who we are as people and our personality types, and be okay with the fact that we can be imperfect, we can feel, we can be vulnerable, we can seek to get help, we can seek and be okay with talking and saying, I'm angry, I'm upset that this happened, and what happened in the past, I'm so angry that it happened, and get it out. And then we can start letting the body get free of all this burning and numbing. And if it's going to be there for a while, because there's no timeline on this, as I found. Sometimes it comes quickly, sometimes it comes and then it goes and comes back. But I do know over time, with just, if nothing else, just to keep it really simple, if nothing else, to just start being kind with ourselves. And every time that voice comes up and says, you've got to be perfect, you've got to be there for everyone else and put everyone else first, this is where you say no. There is a time to be supportive to others, and there's also the time to be loving and caring to myself. That's what I want to leave with you today. Please check out the Curable app. I'll send you the link in the description below, and I hope you found this helpful. And I'll close off by saying, I know how challenging this journey can be. I've been there, and even recently I had a few pains and things show up. I was, dealing with some, ringing in my ears that I know is TMS, that came off the back of me going through a issue that I was dealing with a family situation and a moving house, and I started feeling some pain in my lower back to the right. And I'm not saying these things haven't concerned me, but what I also am doing is being as kind as I can to myself, and letting myself and my brain know that we've got this, that we're safe. And when it's there, I just, it's there, it's no big deal. And sometimes it's tough, I get it, I know, but I just, take care. And if I'm not able to move quite as fast, or if I've got to have a rest, I really try a lot harder these days to be a lot more kind and nurturing to myself. I don't have it all the way down pat. I'm still go through these patterns. But what I think I have done is, because I've rewired my brain through neuroplastic change, through belief, my brain has got a new understanding now. So even if I feel a bit here and there, it's not anywhere near severe where it once was. And the good news is it goes. It goes away. Sometimes it goes away really quickly. Sometimes it might stay for a little bit, but I know there's nothing physically wrong with me, and I believe in the power of my brain, and I work to love and be kind to myself, and know that it's okay to feel these things as the sensitive soul that I am, and it helps. Thank you for watching. I will let you get on with your day, and I'll leave you with these words that wherever you're at, as hard and as scary as it may feel, I want to let you know I've been there. I know how scary it is. I've been in bed in absolute agony, not able to sleep, and I get what chronic pain can do. But if you can find a space to be gentle to yourself, start recognizing who you are as a person and some things that you may need to change and look at, or just get to come to peace with, could be the beginning of you starting to free yourself from chronic pain. Okay, thank you. More videos to come, and please, if you like the video, subscribe. I've got more videos coming, and let me know where you're at, and if you need some help, reach out. If I can't help you, I know many people in this area that are specialized in this space can, and you can do this. There is hope, I promise, and I send love, and let's speak soon. Ciao for now.